All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and the sincere Shalom to the Akim out here that's doing good, pushing this work in truth and in sincerity. Okay, I want to go in on this video, okay, titled Fire Will Declare It. Okay, and you know, you got a lot of people out here who, you know, got it in their mind that, you know, the Lord dealing with them, you know, even though they have, you know, the Lord gave them strong delusion, you know, bugged them out, you know. But a lot of people out here think that, you know, that the Lord is dealing with them, you know, and they out here, you know, spewing out madness and, you know, doing, you know, wickedness, okay? Not knowing that the Lord, he sees all these things, okay? But, you got to be a strong delusion, man, to believe in the lies and to push the lies. And, you know, some people, you know, they think that, you know, because they got money or clout or whatever the case may be, that is what really matters. You know, whatever type of status that you have, man, that shit really don't matter when you really go into it. You know, so the scriptures talk about, you know, fire will declare it. You know, because at the end of the day, when you know the day of the Lord comes, only Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to be exalted. You know, he's gonna magnify his name, you know, and everybody's gonna know that it's the Lord, you know, who has done it. Okay. Now, the day of the Lord is gonna come cruel. Okay, as the scriptures say, and we're gonna lay waste to all the land that we're in, you know. So all this stuff, you know, in America, which is Babylon the Great, will be a thing of the past, okay? And everything here, because the Lord is going to bring this place down with, you know, fire, by fire, okay? Similar to Sodom and Gomorrah, okay? I'm gonna read this. This is First Corinthians. I asked ChatGPT, what does the Bible mean in 1 Corinthians when it says fire will declare it? Okay. In 1 Corinthians 3 and 13, Paul says, every man's work shall be made manifest, because it shall be revealed by fire. And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Okay? It says fire will declare it. What does the Bible mean? Paul is using fire as a metaphor for God's judgment. Right? Well, this fire is going to actually be a literal fire. Okay? It says, not the destruction of people, which is, you know, a lie, okay? But testing the quality of what someone brought spiritually or built spiritually. Now, to prove that that's a lie, right? Isaiah 66 and 15, it says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. Okay? So you can't get around it. It says fire in it, you know, in the scripture twice. You know? So anybody want to say, you know, it's metaphorical, and, you know, the scripture says that he's going to come with fire, and his rebuke with flames of fire. Okay? So that's straight up to the point. Okay? It says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay? So the slain of the Lord shall be many. Now, Zechariah 13 and 8, right? It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God, which his name is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay? So, that fire, okay, is a literal fire. Okay? Which, is going to kill a lot of people. Okay? But then it's also going to refine the people who are, built through it or can't come through it. Okay? So, it says, when it says not the destruction of people, but the testing of the quality of what someone built spiritually, right? The quality people who are quality in the Lord's eyes, are the elect, and they'll be taken up out of here, through the fire. Okay? Those who aren't, of that cloth, okay? Because the elect, they're cut from a different cloth. The ones who aren't of the elect, they're going to be destroyed. But all is not lost, because they'll come back in their right mind. Okay? This is right here on this side, they got to get that punishment. Okay? And everybody will be there in the kingdom of heaven, but right now, as it stands, you got a lot of people who are trying to say that they're doing certain type of works, right? And it remains to be seen who will, remain when it's all said and done. Who's going to live forever? Okay? That remains to be seen. Now, you got some people who may look, at the, some people may have passed away in the, in the faith, and they may look at that, as a thing like, oh man, that guy, he died, how he's not of the elect, he passed away. How could he? Though some people who pass away, die in his faith, okay, they gonna be the first to make it. And that will also, because that person passed the test, that'll also that person who end up making it, those who die in this truth, okay, and end up being on the chariot, that remains to be seen who those people are too, because you got some people who are going to just straight up die, okay. And it may be a mercy killing, okay. Someone who dies on this side, they don't have to worry about, the thermonuclear destruction, to what we know. Because, hey, the Lord could bring that person, that person that died, okay, and have them, come back alive during that time and get burnt up. Okay? It's possible if that's what the Lord wants. But, the people who die on this side, okay, before the thermonuclear missiles, right? Those who die of the righteously, okay, they'll be saved. Those who die wickedly, you can say that that's a mercy killing too, because they don't have to worry about, the destruction that's, about to come. Okay? To our knowledge. Okay, just to repeat that. It says, Paul is talking to believers about how they build on the foundation of Yahushua. He lists two types of building materials: gold, silver, precious stones, things that survive fire. It says wood, hay, stubble, things that get burnt up. These materials present the quality of a person's work, intentions, teachings, and ministry. Okay? And it says fire equals God's testing, exposing, and revealing. When Paul says fire will declare it, he means God's judgment will reveal what your works are really made of. Not what they look like to men, but their real spiritual value. Fire exposes the true motives. Good works with bad motives get burnt up. Quiet obedience with pure motives survives. Fire separates lasting works from worthless ones. Anything done in truth, sincerity, and faith stands. Okay? And those people who, die in this truth sincerely, right? They die in the faith. They're going to stand. They're going to remain. Okay? Anything done in pride, lies, hypocrisy, or selfishness gets burnt away. You got a lot of selfish people, man. Hey, the eyes of the Lord, man, is on these people, man. We're gonna take the wicked away from our people. Okay? And we won't have to worry about wickedness amongst Israel anymore, because the Lord is gonna make all Israel, righteous. Okay? It says, the day reveals it. This refers to the day of the Lord. Final evaluation. Not condemnation of belief. The final evaluation is people dying. Okay? That's the real test. Okay? That's the real test, because, Yahushua come. Hey, we're going to be fearing, hoping and praying that we end up, getting beamed up to the chariot where he's at. Okay? But those who, everybody who see them, man, everybody's going to fear the Lord. And some people ain't going to want to be where he at. They're going to want to escape. Crap in their pants, all type of stuff, man. It says, important, the person isn't burnt, the works is, right? And you are, you are the work. You're the Lord's handiwork, whether you're done in wickedness or, in righteousness. It says, the person isn't burnt, the works are. And that's a lie too, man. We already sold that. It says, Paul explicitly says in verse 15, he himself shall be saved, yet so is by fire. Meaning the fire tests the works. The person is still saved. But some may lose reward because their works don't stand. It says, God is going to expose everyone's work for what they truly are. And his judgment fire will test and reveal their quality. It's like putting something in a furnace. Real gold shines brighter. Fake material gets burnt away. Okay? This is Ecclesiastes 2:5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in a furnace of adversity. Okay? So the Lord gonna put, men through, trials and everything on their side. But at the end of the day, when those thermonuclear missiles are shot to the end of the world, okay, to this place, You know, who's going to be able to escape it? Only the electeds. So with that, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I want to say shalom till next time.